Alright guys, let's talk about where have our videos been. This is a video that I guess I have to put out because a lot of you are asking where are our videos. A lot of you have been messaging me on Instagram. A lot of you have seen us in person and you guys have been asking us, are we still uploading videos? It's gonna be a little bit of a longer video and I have a lot to talk about. I wrote it all down on my iPad just because I want to get all my thoughts and just like have a discussion with you guys regarding our channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. Where are our videos? Well, they are still on my computer. They have not been edited. And to be honest with you, the reason is I just don't have the time to edit. We have a very busy schedule, engrossed in travel right now because of all the front row card shows, as well as some away shows that are not local to us. Being away takes us away from other daily tasks that we would normally do when we're at home. The business is scaling at a very, very high level. To give you guys some insight, it's just me and my wife running this business. My wife has her own full-time job. I run the business full-time. I do pretty much 90% of the workload behind the scenes regarding the business. And in 2025, we sold nearly $1 million in revenue. For an entrepreneur to be managing the operations of a business at that scale, it just takes a lot of time. And I pour my heart and essentially my soul into this business because I enjoy it and I love doing it. This is one of the reasons why when I got laid off, I did try to look for another full-time job, but it just made sense to transition into doing the business full-time. And here we are. Our eBay store for 2025 did over $250,000 in sales. Our TCG Player store that we just opened up on October, that's doing exceptionally well. We want to scale that as well. We've been doing a ton of private deals. Some of you guys are aware of the amount of deals that we do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. It's pretty insane. Whenever we're back home locally, I will blast out to everyone in Facebook groups or in chats that I am local, I'm back in the Bay, I am buying heavy, and my week that is supposed to be used for other things will be booked with private deals for both buying and selling. And while those deals don't take long in person, but there is commute time, there is checking everything that we have to make sure it's correct. There's just a lot of factors. And if you compile a bunch of deals in a day, that could essentially wipe out a whole day, which can be used for other things of running the business, whether it be listing things on eBay, editing a video. Local deals have been taking up an extreme amount of our time whenever we're back home, but it is part of the business and that's just something I have to accept. Another thing I want to talk about of why our videos quite aren't there and being uploaded on a regular basis is, let's be honest, I suck at editing. I don't have an editor. A lot of folks that I run into think that I have an editor. Nope, I do all the editing myself. And before I started the YouTube channel, I had zero experience editing videos. I literally learned from the bottom up and I still suck at it. I've been uploading YouTube videos for 2-3 years now and I am no better than when I first started. I've learned a couple things. It's just a very manual process and it takes a lot of time. To give you guys a kind of insight into that, whole length video, like a full show video of reviewing the content, editing, and inputting anything cool and then uploading it, it can take anywhere from 8 to 10 hours of my time during the day in order to upload a video. And we upload twice a week, or we try to, so that requires 2 full days of just pure editing, which means, once again, it's drawing me away from the business, which means I'm not doing other things or other tasks or other deals that I need to do in order to upload a video. And let's be honest, our YouTube channel, we do have a decent following, but we don't make a ton of money on YouTube. I think in 2025, I would say that we probably made less than $100 in ad revenue. What I like to say is the juice isn't worth the squeeze of me taking time away, especially 2 whole days every week in order to edit a video in order to make a little bit of money when I could be refocusing that time and effort to doing something else for the business that could help grow and scale the business. It's gotten to a point where my editing has been so bad that I actually dreaded editing days. My editing days were Monday and Thursdays, and I didn't look forward to them. I love reviewing the content, and I love playing back and watching all the interactions that I had, especially with all the younger community and seeing their smiley faces when we give them, the free cards. That part I enjoy watching, but editing all of it is just, it was so dreadful for me and painful that I just didn't like doing it anymore. And there's just honestly no joy of me in editing the videos. It was never pleasant for me because I suck at it, but it was just painful, and at the end of the day, I hated it. When people ask for advice, I always tell them, don't do something or don't get stuck in a career that you don't like. Like, if you don't enjoy it and you hate it and you dread it, then why do it? Do something else. And looking back now, I should be really listening to myself. Like, if I really dread it and I really hate it, then maybe I shouldn't be editing the videos. And that's the reality situation. I am completely okay with accepting this. This is something I've thought for months now, and I think that it's come to a time and a point in the business where I think that this chapter is coming to an end. It's coming to a close. In the PokeTuber space, there are a lot of vendor POVs. There's your major guys like Bulbasaur, Garchomp, Oyama. There's a bunch of major creators that they have a huge following. So the ROI for them editing a video and uploading is way higher than it is for someone who has a smaller following like me. I understand that my community of viewers, you guys just enjoy watching the content. So don't worry, I will try to continue doing that, but just understand from a business owner how that me being pulled away to edit videos is not really sustainable, and it's not something that I can continue to do long term if I want the business to grow and scale and be bigger than what it currently is. If I give more time into YouTube and editing, then I will spend less time on focus on the business. If I want to spend more focus on the business, then I will be spending less time at editing. You guys have seen this. This is kind of a byproduct of the business growing. My focus has clearly shifted in the recent months. Also, another reason why I'm not super hyped about uploading content right now is that in the PokeTuber space regarding vendor POVs, let's be honest, it's kind of oversaturated right now. When we first started uploading Pokemon POV content 3-4 years ago, oh god, I don't even know how long ago it was, there was literally no other content creators besides, I think, me, Bulbasaur, and another content creator, which was very small. In the PokeTuber space, not very many vendor POVs back in the day. I literally, when I set up a camera, people looked at me really weird. They're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm shooting a vendor POV video. It was kind of like weird at the time. Now, if you walk into any card show, literally your local or a big show, I would say literally everyone and their mom and their aunt and their dad and their grandpa is filming a vendor POV video. You can literally find vendor POVs for Pokemon literally anywhere on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. It's just, I hate to say it, it's a little oversaturated. If I leave the space, I would think that my supporters and my viewers would be sad, but there will be other content creators that they can watch in replacement if you're looking for vendor POVs. I don't think our videos were focused strictly on the business deals. I think in the very beginning, people wanted to see the deals, but I think I shifted my focus away from that halfway through last year, just because one, our content was a little outdated. I didn't ever like to upload content quickly because I don't like people relying on me for market data. It just doesn't make sense. The market fluctuates, it goes up, it goes down. Whenever you watch a video, the video prices could be off, so it doesn't ever make sense that people look at me for business deals and like the market value and what people are buying. It just doesn't make sense to me. You can do your research on your own. Don't rely on vendor POVs of what people are buying, what people are selling. You should be doing your own research and making your financial decisions or investing decisions based on that, or collecting purposes. Don't rely on any YouTuber. They're just creating content. For me, I think the focus of last year's content, the second half of the year, was just the pure interactions of deals, showing all of you what it's like to be on this side of the table, how you have to interact with customers, how it feels to, give the little ones, which are like the highlight of the show, free cards, see their excitement, see the joy of the hobby, especially for the little ones. I think those are the focuses that we shifted our content to because, in all honesty, that's what really makes the shows for us. Yeah, we're there as a business, we're there to buy and sell and to essentially make money, but I guarantee you the smiles and the joy when you give kids, families, binders, bookmarks, stickers, for Pokemon and seeing they're like for free, and we're like, yeah, of course, enjoy. And they were never expecting it. I think that takes the cake. There's nothing else that beats that at a show. Some of you who've seen these interactions in person while we give cards, it's just, there's nothing else that beats it. The feeling that you get from giving a little one, you know, it's their first show and they had a great impression and they had a really good interaction. They got some reasonably priced cards and then they got some free cards on top. I think that takes the cake, especially for us, for my wife and I specifically. I think that's what really highlights our shows and what we really look forward to. So what does that mean for the business? Some people will say you have a YouTube channel, you should be relying on that as a marketing tool. I would say yes and no. If you are a new business, I think social media is definitely an integral part of bringing community awareness. I think if you are a vendor, I don't think it's really going to make a difference in today's atmosphere just because there's so many vendors right now. I do think it gives you some rapport, and if people really like how you deal with interacting with, you know, your videos, it can give some insight of how you are in person when they do a deal with you, if they're local to you. For me, at this stage in our business, because we don't rely strictly on setting up at shows in order to, you know, make deals and buy and sell, I think it is a part of our business, but I don't think it is mandatory. I think at this point in time, if we didn't upload any more YouTube videos, I think our business would be perfectly fine moving forward. And the reason I say that is we sell online, which people recognize our brand online because of our reputation. If you guys don't know, we have an eBay store. Our feedback is very strong, so customers are very happy with the products that we give them at decent prices. And I also believe that a lot of folks who come see us at these shows, they don't even know that we have a YouTube channel, especially since we don't record anymore. There are folks that do come see us because they watch our content, and I am very grateful for all of those. On the flip side, there are just as many or even more people that come to our table and make deals with us and build relationships in those certain areas that we're at, are completely unaware that we have a YouTube channel. They just happen to know that once we tell them, you know, they ask, hey, do you have an Instagram? And I'm like, yes, we do. It's the same as our YouTube channel. And they're like, oh, I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. So I would say a vast majority of our customers don't even know we have a YouTube channel, and that's perfectly fine. They are seeing us because we are located at the show and because hopefully they're having a great interaction with us and we're giving them great pricing, and of course we buy everything. A lot of people go to us just still because we buy everything. We literally still buying bulk, we are buying low end, we're buying mid end, and we're buying high end, we're buying sealed. We literally still are buying it all. And I think one of the greatest things that's continuing to pay off is our reputation is starting to precede us. A lot of folks are referring folks to us. I know some higher ended dealers, they don't deal with bulk or they don't deal with low end. They just direct those customers to us because they know we'll be able to assist them because we deal with that kind of stuff. And I think you work really hard on social media to create a brand, but you have to work just as hard behind the scenes and every single day to continue to build that brand and reputation in order to make sure that moving forward, people can trust your brand and who you are. That leads us to the last part of the video. What's gonna go on moving forward? Right now, as of 2026, it is the end of January and we have not filmed any new vendor POV content of 2026. And I think that probably hold true, I'd say, for the rest of this year. We are still recording content in regards to PSA returns, anything crazy that happens, or if I want to record a video just because I want to talk to you all. But in regards to vendor POV videos, we are currently not actively recording right now. That's not to say that I don't have a whole year's worth of backlog content, because I do, from 2025 all the way back to, I'd say, February, that hasn't even been touched. The plan for 2026 is to work through that backlog and edit those videos and get them uploaded for all of you guys to watch. I think moving forward, you'll probably be seeing a lot more of short form content. For long form content, it just takes way too long. Honestly, a short form content can take maybe a couple of hours for me. It's much less taxing for time and just strain wise, and I can upload a lot more content more quickly and more frequently. Also with today's, social media kind of flow, long form content is good, but a lot of people's attention, let's be honest, is in TikToks and Reels. So short form content is all the hype right now. I think we'll continue with short form content. I understand a lot of you folks won't like that, but you know what? I just want to get this content out for you guys so you guys can enjoy it. People have mentioned like, oh, you should just, start refilming new content now and releasing that. Just do away with all the old content. I don't want to do that. I've recorded so many great interactions, so many of you who wanted to be on film. I'm going to get through all that content. I'd rather release that content of, previous deals and interactions than film new content. Like I said, we're not about today's market prices. We're mostly about just the interactions and the vibes that you get at our table. And I think that's really important to share those interactions had with folks last year. So I will eventually get to it. You just guys got to be patient. In regards to us setting up at shows, there is no slowing down. We are hitting 2026 pedal to the metal. I think 2 years ago, my wife and I had a discussion that, I think we should probably slow it down. We have like a show every week or every other week. I think this is taxing. I think we should slow down. We didn't do that in 2025, and we're definitely not doing that in 2026. We have a whole year of shows scheduled already, adding shows whenever we can, but at the same time also trying to take vacation whenever we can because I'm exhausted and my wife is just fatigued from both her job and helping me on the weekends. I think local shows in the Bay Area, I think we're actually winding down. I think we have a couple more. I think we have one in February, and I think we have one in March. I think that's it for the rest of 2026. We won't be setting up locally. We might be walking, but most of our time is going to be at bigger shows, specifically Front Row Card Show, and we'll be traveling with them hopefully for the most part of 2026. There are a couple of LA card shows, like the LA Card Expo that will be set up from time to time, as well as the West Coast card shows. We will be setting up at those. But I think that will be, for the most part, for 2026, we will be traveling. So we hope to see all of you guys. But for the Bay Area shows, I'm sorry, folks. If you need to make local deals, hit me up. I'm always buying whenever I'm back in town. In regards to the YouTube channel, I think for 2026, the goal is to wrap up all the backlog content from 2025. And I think we will close out the channel. I never in my dreams would have imagined that our YouTube channel will be this big. I think we have like over 7,000 subscribers. I asked my wife, like when we started YouTube, would you ever imagine we would get to this level? And she straight up told me she would have never thought that I would have got to 1,000 subscribers, which at the reality situation, I wasn't even expecting 1,000 subscribers. We were stuck at like 300 and then 700 for the longest time. And I thought that was it. I was like, this is it. This is it for my YouTube career. I gave it my best effort and that's it. And then somehow our YouTube channel blew up. So I'm super grateful for all of you supporters, all you viewers. I am ecstatic to have a community of viewers that support our channel and our journey of Pokemon. Hopefully if I can get to 10,000 subscribers, I'd be happy. I would be very, very content with closing out the channel and then just uploading whenever I get a chance. But I think the goal for this year for YouTube is going to be to wrap up all the 2025 content with miscellaneous 2026 content that we film along the way, and then maybe hit 10K subscribers by the end of the year. And I think we'll revisit YouTube and we'll talk about it next year. But that's the goals for 2026. From the very beginning, it goes without saying that my wife and I appreciate all of you guys' support for the channel and our journey. A lot of you guys have come up to me, said you guys started watching me when I first started uploading content, which was a long time ago, which means a ton. You guys have been with us along the journey, and you guys can see that it's starting to pay off with all our hard work setting up at shows. I can tell you guys, yes, that we are exhausted because, we always look tired in our videos, but I think my wife and I are very happy and proud of where the business is now, and we are super thankful and appreciate all of you guys' appreciation and support along the way. It's been a long journey, but we have just got started. Literally, the sky is the limit with the business, so we'll see how that goes. I think I've talked long enough, so let's go ahead and wrap up the video. Let's close this out with saying that as a business owner, you spend a lot of time doing your field and you pour a lot of time and effort into it, and sometimes it goes beyond like a normal 8 to 10 hour shift. For me, I work on the business as soon as I wake up, and I will literally work all the way until I go to sleep. That's just how I operate. I love what I do, but at the end of the day, it is a job. Even when I'm on vacation, As some of you guys may know, I will be working deals still. I'll be contacting folks, reaching out to them, doing quotes. It's kind of a problem. And I think that with the shift in the business of its scaling and me taking, a step back in the YouTube editing space, I think it's going to open up a lot of more opportunity to grow the business more. So hopefully we can scale to over $1 million in revenue for 2026. That would be a dream. Also, I think I would like to try to refocus my time and attention to, buy back some time for myself. I do take numerous vacations throughout the year. Like I like to go to Japan. I love to go to Vegas. I went to Hawaii last year a couple of times with friends and with my wife. I kind of want to do more of that. I work a lot. My wife works even harder because she's still working her full-time job and still helping me with the business. Corporate life at the end of the day just still sucks. But I think I want to buy back some of our time so we can do things that we want to do. I stopped playing video games a long time ago. I would love to go back to playing World of Warcraft. Some of you guys may know, I love World of Warcraft. One of the reasons why I created the business is because of World of Warcraft. So I do want to go back to it. I think I'm behind like 2 expansions, and the next expansion is going to be out this year, I believe. So I would like to buy back some time so I can play a couple hours a day, which, let's be real, that doesn't really happen when you play World of Warcraft. But I would love to just play video games again. Right now, all I do is just work and play a couple of games on my phone. But other than that, I'm just working literally 7 days a week. And I kind of want to stop that. I should stop that. So hopefully I can do that 2026. But, retirement is hopefully somewhere in the horizon, and I won't have to worry about this at this capacity. But right now, I like to say, well, the anvil is still hot. We're going to hit it. And we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. So I appreciate all of you guys for watching and the support. Thanks to all of you who checked in with us asking if we're still uploading videos. We are, and I'll try to do better. As of right now, we are in Pasadena for the Front Row Card Show. I believe we get a couple weeks break, so hopefully I'll be working on content for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching and supporting and staying with the long video. Hopefully that gives you guys the insight of the things that I've been struggling with in the back end. Just so much capacity that I have, and editing is just not on a high priority list for me because I suck at it so bad and it's so painful. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you guys at a local show near you guys. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see all of you guys in the next video.